obviously going against your old team tomorrow night, how are you feeling going into it? How's the squad feeling?
Yeah, we're in good nick. Obviously, there's no reason not to be in terms of the two previous results and the form since we took over. You know, we're on a great run. You know, there's been some disappointments in that, but I think we're 1.9 a game since I took over, which is obviously a fabulous form, and we all know we need to keep that going. And we're intending to give it our best at Bramall Lane on Tuesday night, but understanding we're up against one of the biggest clubs in the division with a group of players who are really talented, balanced group of players, and another passionate home crowd that we'll be up against.
And obviously direct promotion rivals as well, so I guess it's a big opportunity for the side tomorrow. Yeah,
both. You know, you only lose 3 if you get beat. You only gain 3 if you win. But we're at the end. We're at that part of the season now where, you know, it's the business end of the season, as we talk about. We're all looking for that consistency and putting that run together. We're certainly capable of it. And as you said, from the points per game total when we took over, which I think was like 1.2. To what it is now, it's been a tremendous improvement in that, and that's what we need to keep going with. We need to really be consistent with it. And if there's a defeat along the way, what's your reaction? How do you react to that defeat? And I've got to say, our reaction since a mad sort of 15 to 20 minutes at Barnsley a couple of weeks ago has been terrific, and we'll need to keep that going. Thank you.
So, Chris, obviously it's a second game against out of 3 promotion rival-wise this week. How the squad looking forward to that one?
Yeah, it's business end of the season. How can you not look forward to 30-odd thousand at Bramall Lane on Tuesday night under the lights? You know, I've experienced that. I've experienced a brilliant away support as well that we'll be taking as well. So, great for everybody to be involved in, and this is what you want to be. You want to be involved in the big games, especially when you're coming into March. You know, sort of daffodils are springing up, clocks are going back, and we all know that the end of the season is not a million miles away, and we're all fighting for the same reward.
You got to see some old friends at Bramall Lane tomorrow night?
Only out. It's business as usual for me. You know, of course, you know, I had a tremendous connection with the supporters, with the players and the immediate staff there. So of course, you know, those relationships don't go away just because of a change of club, and they won't do. But for me, the journey began for me in November, December. A new journey that I've got to say I've been, you know, humbled with the sort of reception that we've all had since we've come to Middlesbrough. From the supporters' point of view, I think they've seen a different way of playing to the previous ways of style in and out of possession, and obviously that's been rewarded by like we said, the points per games that we're picking up at the moment. So. We've got to keep that going. As I said, you know, memories from previous clubs, and obviously the one closest to my heart, the previous club, are always going to be there. There's no denying that, but it's certainly some new memories to be made and some new experiences that we're all really looking forward to. We've already had a taste of it at Old Trafford, taste of it at home. On the fabulous run that we've been on, the Forest at home, the Bournemouths at home, and who can, you know, not forget the last Tuesday night where we turned over Tottenham, and deservedly so, in my opinion, which I spoke to after the game. You know, I thought it was a tremendous performance in and out of possession, and one that was fully deserved, and we find ourselves in the quarter-final of the FA Cup. But you know, down to business on Tuesday night. You know, the competitive aspects of it from my point of view and the players' point of view is we want to go there and we want to put on a good performance and be positive and try and get a big win, which it will be.
I'll stop repeating yourself.
Top man, thank you. Cheers, mate.
How's the squad?
All good. All good. He's a doubt. You know, he's a doubt. There's a bit of a reaction over the weekend, so he's going to be a doubt. It's something that we have to deal with.
You know, as you said, you know, I think you had many great years at Sheffield United. Will it be stranger or for you going back?
I don't know. You know, I've got full focus on getting a result for Middlesbrough, my team. All in. You've got to be. So I've got to say I've not really thought about it, strange or not. You can't predict what's going to happen, but all I can predict is that the team's in good nick. It's focused. It's in good form, like I just said to you. You know, if we carry on in terms of how we've started in the games that we've had, I think we've had 17 games now, and points per game has been fabulous. And there's no reason for me, looking at the players, the place that they're in at the moment, that can't continue. But we've got some massive hurdles to overcome. You know, we've got to overcome a really talented, you know, squad, well balanced. You know, some really good players all over the pitch. One that I said at the start of the season, and even when I took over, was in a false position. You know, carrying on, but should be in and around it, and showing that form, and coming with a run, which was, in my opinion, looking at the division and looking what they're all about and looking what they're up against was obvious. The relegated teams, the Fulhams, the West Broms, the Bournemouths, the Sheffield Uniteds, you know, we're always going to be favourites to be in the mix. But the league, for what reason? Sometimes, you know, an appointment of a manager, a change of style, a change of philosophy. You know, it's happened at West Brom. It happened at Sheffield United, and sort of they've gone back to maybe what the players and the supporters want to see and are used to seeing, that got them the success in the past. And obviously they're reaping their rewards, and they're going to be a strong outfit between now and the end of the season. They're going to pick points up, they're going to win games of football, and they're going to be in the mix. And it's up to us to make sure that, you know, we are in the mix as well, because I believe we're good enough to be.
Yeah, and Paul Heckingbottom, as you say, he has done a good job since he took over there, hasn't he? Got them going again.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's sometimes simplicity is key. What's worked, what the players know best, what the supporters know best, what the supporters want to see. Gone back to basics, and I know Paul. I was part of the process in terms of bringing him into the football club at academy level when he was out of work, and Jack Lester as well. Two guys that I know well, and they put their stamp on it. It's Paul's team, and they're doing well. But I think, you know, as I said, he's a bright manager, and he knows what works and what doesn't, and certainly it's working for them at the moment.
Yeah, and obviously we know everything he did at Sheffield United, that incredible journey he took them on. But, you know, it feels now at Middlesbrough that, you know, this club is, you know, ready and shaped and actually moving in a really positive direction. That's from the outside looking at it, but from the inside, do you feel that as well?
Yeah, I do. I'm excited about the future. I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity. I said from a personal point of view, it's really important that sort of my next job, my next journey was the right one with the right people involved, and I certainly believe that. The fit for me is a brilliant fit. I said that about when I took over, about a lot of similarities between my previous clubs in terms of the working class area, how the supporters want to see the football, what they want their team to look like, what they want their players to look like. So it's about putting the stamp on it. You know, it's going to take time to really put our stamp on it, but I think there's been a considerable change in terms of style with the ball, style without the ball, and obviously that's resulted in, and a lot of things obviously that you put. It's not the easiest time to come in, but you know we've changed an awful lot of things here in a short period of time, and I think credit goes to the players in terms of how receptive they've been for that on that front. But there's been an awful lot changed, and I think, you know, we're reaping the rewards with the, as we talked about, the points points per games that we're getting, the form that we're in. I think that's promotion form since we took over, and at the time of taking over, I think it's 1.2, which certainly in promotion form. So we're doing a lot of things right. The players are doing a lot of things right. They're buying into it with their attitude, and the journey's beginning, and I'm excited about it. And the fit's good for me. The fit's good, and I like to think that myself, Alan, and the coaching staff are a good fit for Middlesbrough. We're going to have those Barnsley days. We're going to have those Bristol City games. I think, like I said, at times I will, bark at the players and have my say about it. And there's times where I'll be reflective on it because, we're competitors. I want to win straight away. If there's a game of pool there next door and I'm playing you, I want to beat you. It's as simple as that. I think that's the competitive aspect of people in the game. But sometimes the reflection is the longer bits that we have to deal with, and putting our stamp over 2 or 3 windows, which we certainly will. Certainly working hard now. We've made some changes. I think obviously there was quite a lot of changes in the team that started Saturday to the one that I inherited, and there'll be more. Those numbers will be determined by obviously current form and how we go along in sort of the next bit. But there's certainly infrastructures here for me to achieve what we want to achieve. There's certainly a huge ambition and an enthusiasm by the owner and certainly from the supporters. I think you've got your ear to the ground and you've got the finger on the pulse in terms of what they're thinking about the team, and I think that they're sharing my excitement of what we can achieve. But we're in the here and now, and we want to go to Sheffield United on Tuesday and put a performance up and get a result, and that's the only thing that we're thinking about at the moment.
Yeah, and just lastly for me, you mentioned that kind of winning mentality, and from the outside there'll be those subplots of you going back to Sheffield United.
Yeah, I understand that.
But for you, is it just that kind of tunnel vision?
Mate, I'm tunnel visioned. I'm just gonna block everything out. Whatever the reception is, I like to think it'll be a positive one. I'll be a touch disappointed if it isn't, but I can't control that. But I think the Sheffield United supporters is very similar to the Middlesbrough supporters. I think they know what's good, what's happened, what was achieved, and how it was achieved, and the experiences that everybody went through, me included. So, and they know the football, so they understand. But after that, I think Billy said it. I've got to say, Billy Sharp. The period I had him as a player, couldn't have given me anything more, and couldn't have given the football club at the time anything more. And his sort of contribution then and even now is enormous. But I think he hit the nail on the head. The reception's the reception, and it's game on. I wouldn't think anything less of what the coaches, what the manager, what the players, and what the supporters, how they would want the outcome of that night to be, as much as my players, my staff, and our supporters will want to get that result for ourselves. And I think that's putting everything to a side. That's the competitive aspect and nature of the game, and it's one that we're really looking forward to.
Without wanting to go on Sheffield United forever, but are you able to take satisfaction from what you achieved there? Because for an awful long time, it was like a fairy tale. It was the hometown guy, his club, everything, and then obviously we all know what happened in the last 6 months. But because it would be sad if you couldn't.
Yeah, these things happen in life, don't they? Sometimes it's not an happy ending, but end of one journey, start of another, and this is just how it is. And majority of managers go through that, and I totally understand the game and understand how it rolls. And I've got nothing. I've made a statement. I think the club put 2 lines out about me afterwards, and I made a statement about the journey. I think if you read that statement, I thought everything was in there, what needed to be said about the journey, and then on, after that, it was no looking back. That was chapter of my life, not just my life, but my career, and a lot of people's, from Alan's point of view, from my family's point of view as well, from the staff's point of view, and most, the players, fabulous experiences for them as well. The likes of Sharp and Basham and Egan, and all the other Fleck, all the other boys we brought to the football club, and most importantly the supporters. It was a great journey, and it ends, but their love for that football club doesn't stop, and my journey carries on. And as I said, I'm incredibly excited about the next few years at Middlesbrough. I'm working with people on the same wavelength as me, and speak the same language as me, and share the same principles of how we want to work and how we want to move the club forward.
And again, just on that, I mean, you haven't really hidden the fact. You've said a number of times that choosing the next club had to be right. The whole club had to be right.
Definitely.
Oh, it had to be right. And you obviously felt, almost from minute one, the minute this was presented to you, that ticked those boxes.
I think it was incredibly important. Obviously, off the back of the experience that I had, that it was really important that first of all, I had to have an opportunity, which I'm incredibly proud and grateful to have that opportunity, that Steve thought I could do the job here, and Neil Bowser and Kieran thought I could do the job and would fit in with how they wanted the direction of the club to go, and it was. And yeah, there was some opportunities in there, but I'm quite a believer in fate as well, and sliding doors moments as well, and things happen for a reason, and hopefully the appointment, me coming here, has happened for a reason, but certainly great fit from my point of view, and it's up to me and Alan and the staff and the players to make it happen the other way.
And I know every week between now and the end of the season is clearly going to be important because the games are coming thick and fast. There's not that many left, but 3 away games in a week. The home form has been sensational. The away performances have been pretty good, but obviously the last couple of results haven't quite been there. I mean, it feels like a big week. Yeah,
it does. Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head. The performances have been okay. I think you sort of look at the performances and dissect them. They've been all right, but unfortunately we can't take out that goals for and goals against column, because I think if it would, I think if you looked at all those 3 games and took out the goals, and you say possibly, in the 3 games we've deserved a little bit more, but the game doesn't work like that, and you have to earn the right, and you have to go and do the job, and you have to go and score the goals and make those, take those big moments and make that final run pass, cross and finish that punishes the opposition, but as well the attention to detail, going the other way, because every team has got a threat, regardless if it's Barnsley, with a more direct start, whether it's Luton with the 3 up the top, whether it's QPR, whether it's Bournemouth, whether it's Forest, or whether it's Sheffield United, whether it's Gibbs White, Gibbs White, who's an outstanding player, somebody who tracked in my time there, who I know a lot about, and obviously I know the skipper, and I know Ollie Mack as well. So whatever combination they've got at the top of the pitch, young Illerman, who was a young player that was training with the first team for quite a while, who was going to be part of the first team group this year, and that's no surprise in terms of his development going forward. So they've got some talented boys at the top of the pitch. So everybody's got a threat, everybody poses a problem, and everybody has to, Egan, Ben Davis and Jack Robinson have got to deal with our front 2 and the way we play, just as much as we've got to deal with Gibbs White and Billy on Tuesday night.